Hey everybody, it's Mucha Marapa from Matrix Global Media, and I just wanted to put together a follow-up video to the previous one where I spoke about a key way to grow and nurture your email list. Now specifically in that video I spoke about creating lists within lists. Because I use Aweber as one of my preferred autoresponders, I used that as a bit of a case study, and I mentioned the fact that as you provide different products, services, programs, or even information on different things, you need to really grow and diversify your list. So what I meant by that was if the topic of what you're speaking about, for example, if you're an accountant and you're talking about bookkeeping, well, number one is you needed to create a list, just a main database list. Then you've got one for bookkeeping, and then let's say there was one on paying lower tax, right? You've got to create a list for that, because then if somebody feels that they're getting enough implementable information and then they don't want to receive any more, you still have their details where you can market other things and stay in touch at other levels. And I wanted to give you a couple of great examples here. I'm in my inbox, and if you have a look a bit closer here, I've received 2 emails from somebody who I've got so much time and respect for, who has helped me no end, and I really do rate what Joe Barnes does a lot. Now, if you have a look to start with, you can see 2 emails that say, "Can I ask you a huge favor?" And initially, somebody will think, well, why is Joe emailing me twice? The email is exactly the same. So I'm going to open this second one here. So you can see the content, you can see what Joe is actually saying, and then I'm going to press a couple of buttons and you're going to see a little bit more. Okay, so very simple, and by the way, this is a very, very sharp marketing mind. Don't you worry about that, because here what Joe's actually done too is she's got some questions for the new year. Now I'm actually shooting a separate video on that, about having the need to know your list, know what they're thinking, know what's worrying them. So there's a real sort of strategic plan behind this, and it's terrific as always. But what I wanted to do was bring to your attention is, as you saw in the inbox, there were 2 identical emails from Joe. As I move a little bit further down to the bottom of the page, because obviously I didn't want to get 2 from her, so I thought, okay, I'm going to unsubscribe from one of these, or I'm going to unsubscribe from the list so I can see. And I went over there. Now I have already sort of brought up that page, which comes up when I press unsubscribe, and here you will see exactly what I was talking to you about in my previous video. I am currently signed up to 3 different lists with Joe. Okay, so it wouldn't actually surprise me. I might be wrong, but I may even have got a 3rd email from her. Now some people are going to say, well, isn't that too much? Well, it is if you didn't ask for them. Okay, but there are ways to work around that, because now if you have a look, one was for a fantastic webinar Joe did with Jason Fladlian on affiliates. The next was how to get 10,000 email opt-ins. Okay, so these were 2 different lists. Joe said, hey look, I've got this webinar taking place, would you like to attend it? I said, yes please. I signed up for it. And Joe said, at a later date, I have got this terrific webinar taking place, would you like to sign up for it? And I said, yes please. And then at the start of the year, I've been a member of the Social Networking Academy for quite a while. I was put on a different list. So this explains everything to me. So quite simply now, all I have to do is, if I go and unsubscribe from these 2, and by the way, these webinars, any webinar done by Jason Fladlian, you just sit there with your notebook, whether you end up buying what he has to offer at the very end, great, you will benefit from it, I've got no doubt. But if you just take notes and implement his training webinars, I mean, some fantastic stuff. But that's by the by. Okay, what I'm saying here is that there's no need for me to be on these lists anymore. Yes, they might come to me in future and say, hey listen, would you like to buy this or buy that? But as I said to you in my previous email, I've had real issues in the past about just not sort of saying, okay, I'm good with this information, I'm good, I'm going to put this together and I'm going to see what happens. I know where I can find this person if I want any more in the future. So this is why I've started really unsubscribing from so many lists. And here we are then. So I've unsubscribed from both. I save my subscriber settings. So now you can see I am off both of these lists. However, I am still on one of Joe's lists. Job done. Joe does not lose me as a client. She doesn't lose me as somebody on her list, but I'm just not going to be emailed as much because I've asked to be removed. Now, another name, if we go back to the inbox here, I'm just going to show you one other very quick one, because what I had mentioned in my previous email, I said, well, this is why I like Aweber. I don't know what all the other ones do, but I did find a quote-unquote another one. So here's an email from my social media manager teacher, Kate Buck Jr., KBJ. Fantastic lady based out in that beautiful city of Austin, Texas. And as part of Kate's network, we had a hangout a few nights ago. Okay, it was a Google Plus hangout, as always, just so actionable tips and all the rest of it. We had fantastic time. I'm still not used to seeing Kate with so little red hair. Normally it's seriously red or pink, but she looks great and she's a fantastic teacher. Thank you, Kate. But what I wanted to do is, again, looking at the very bottom, because it's, you know, you're often asked, what autoresponder should I use? Is this better than this? Is this better than this? I think some are definitely better than others, but any is better than none, if that makes any sense. And a lot of them bring different things to the table, but I just think that there should be a bit of a sort of checklist for a few things that they should all have. And I'll tell you what, I'll put a video on that together in the not too distant future. But what I want to bring to your attention at the bottom here is that all the great autoresponders give you an opportunity to unsubscribe. I'm not unsubscribing, but what I did want to have a look at, I thought, okay, change contact details. Let me have a look and see. All right, so when I click on, it actually brought up this page here, and sure enough, it looks different from the Aweber one. I'll go back to the Aweber. Oh, actually, it will be changed. It wouldn't show me on all the other lists because I've unsubscribed. But can you see? So, and Kate uses GetResponse, and they come very well recommended. A lot of great marketers use GetResponse. So this is, once again, is what I'm talking about. Very wisely, Kate has added me to different lists for different reasons. So if I indeed do say, okay, I no longer want to be part of one of these lists, I'm already on, I still remain on the other ones. So this is really, really important. I hope this video has helped. I hope it's made a little bit of sense. I thought it was very appropriate to use as a follow-up to the previous one. So make sure, you know, be relentless in your list building, but really slice and dissect that list. Begin, interestingly enough, I didn't see a master one for Joe. For Kate, I suppose in many ways, being part of the Social Media Manager Pro group, it is that one. But you want to have a general one, and then you begin to really slice and dissect the other lists, and you'll see some great things happen. You will see people unsubscribe, but you'll also see them remaining with you in different other ways. So thanks ever so much for watching this video. As always, please feel free to post comments and feedback and experiences. Let me know how this is working for you, and I look forward to speaking to you again very, very soon.